transit, like a light plant, worked for like small districts, small businesses in my district, create jobs, and I consider very comfortable to serve during this time when it is challenging. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Tori Martin. And then that's the 10th district. Now, the 11th district Senate seat, and we have a new addition. Welcome. Welcome. Let's start, first of all, Republicans in the 11th district. That's the northern part of Macomb County. Leon Gillette, open state.
Thanks so much for having me. For the last 4 years, I've been a director of a group called the Michigan Taxpayers Alliance. We're Michigan's largest taxpayers' rights organization. And I'm running for state senate because I believe the decisions made in Lansing these last few years have not been decisions that benefit taxpayers, but rather have been decisions that benefit, well, the government class, so to speak. People who work for the government, people who are elected in government positions. These folks have gotten pay raises. When we look at the statistics, people who work for the state of Michigan just got a 3% pay raise. The citizens of Michigan, taxpayers of Michigan, have been watching their incomes go down. Essentially, there are kind of two Michigans these last few years. The private sector Michigan, which has been suffering tremendously, and has seen their incomes plummet. And then we've got the government sector, which has seen their incomes actually go up, according to U.S. Bureau of Statistics. And which side has Lansing been on? Well, they haven't been on the side of the private sector. They haven't been on the side of the taxpayers. And they haven't been on the side of you. They've been doing what they can to marshal the what's left of resources to protect the government establishment, to protect the government class, to protect them from the sacrifices and the difficult times that everybody else in Michigan has been facing. I want to make a difference. I want to change that. I want to represent the taxpayers.
All right, thank you, Leon. Also on the Republican side of the 11th Senate District, Kim Pelzer. Kim?
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you for allowing me to be here. I'm delighted. I'm running for the District 11 Senate position because I've lived in Macomb County for 24 years. My husband and I have raised our 3 children here. We have a business here. We have been job providers. We are job providers in the area of manufacturing, and I have to agree with Carmelina. We have to make something. We have to have a strong industrial base. Since my husband and I have started our company here, I have the background and that knowledge in the area of manufacturing. None of my opponents are manufacturers. None of them know exactly that we have got to make something because that is what creates wealth in any community. So manufacturing and having that talent base is critical to turning Michigan's economy around. I've also been a very strong voice for transparency in Michigan. Transparency in government has got to be a #1 issue because it's people's tax money. It's their money. They should know how it's being spent. And right now, that doesn't happen in government. And I've been a long-time fighter for manufacturing, for transparency in government, and most recently, the fighter for, well, actually, for the last 2 years, on the illegal immigration issue. That's a $400 million cost to the taxpayer in Michigan alone. We want accountability on that as well. So it's time that we have a leader that's going to require government to be accountable to the people. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim. Also in the 11th District, Republican Jack Brandenburg. Yeah.
Thank you, and I apologize for being a couple minutes late. I arrived in Michigan in 1974, being born and raised in Canton, Ohio. I came over here after college, and my father told me, he said, and I took a job at an automotive aftermarket firm. And my dad told me, he said, Jack, he said, listen, he said, you can sell hardware, nuts and bolts, industrial supplies in Detroit. You can sell, and sell them successfully, you can sell anything anywhere in the world. Well, he was right. But I will say this, Michigan, that being said, is probably the most competitive market in the world. We have made it more difficult for people to do business here. Now, unlike the representative to my right, I don't manufacture anything. I am in business for myself, and my company has probably pumped $100 million into the local economy over the last 30 years. Once again, I manufacture nothing. I just sell and employ people. I will say this: we have to enact a tax structure that is more than attractive enough for businesses to want to come and relocate here. It only stands to reason that Michigan has been plagued for the last 30 years with a bad corporate tax. First we had the single business tax, then we had the Michigan business tax with a 22% surcharge, which is garbage.
All right, thanks, Jack.